feels amazing. Now, it's a little heavy. It's heavier than the S-Lab Sense 8, 100%. So I would lean in. Good morning, everybody. On a Monday, we're going right into the studio today. I hope you had a great weekend, wherever you were at around the world, whatever you were up to. Hopefully it was beautiful where you were and that you were able to get outside, enjoy. I know we got some vertical yesterday. It was a pretty epic day in, yes, the Merrell MTL Long Sky. I'm going to give you my thoughts about this shoe at the very end of the vlog. Very brief first impression of this Merrell shoe. The focus of today is, yes, the Nike Terra Kiger 6 versus the Nike Terra Kiger 5, all right? But also, I have decided I need to come up with a better system for answering all of your questions about road shoes and trail shoes, creating a matrix of running shoes and how I would classify and put different shoes in different categories for different tasks within the running shoe rotation. And yes, I wanna do some comparisons right now. We're gonna go more in depth again. I'm gonna create this running shoe matrix for all of you sooner rather than later, but let's put the 6 on the scale. We're looking at 8.75 ounces for the 6 versus the 5. This is gonna be fascinating. Here's the 5, putting it on 8.54 ounces. So it actually picked up a little bit of weight from 2019. But, oh yeah, I should mention, these are trail racing shoes from Nike. A lot of the elite Nike trail racers out there, which that community continues to grow and grow. In fact, one of my buddies from CU now races for Nike, and I saw him at the starting line in a couple races in 2019, and he was in fact donning the Terra Kiger lineup. So it is a trail racing shoe from Nike, and I can't resist comparing it in weight to the Salomon S-Lab Sense 8 SG. What would be my go-to trail racing shoe for distances under a half marathon in 2020? So let's see here. I know it's lighter, and it's significantly lighter. All right, 6.7 ounces. That is why this shoe, now it's more aggressive, not as much stack height. You're gonna feel it in your legs more so after you race in the S-Lab lineup. In fact, oh, here we go. All right, I gotta do it. So here's the S-Lab Sense 8 SG. Here's the S-Lab Sense 7 SG from 2019. I know we're talking about the Terra Kigers today, but I cannot resist. Here we go. 6.8, everybody, 6.8. That means the S-Lab Sense 8 is in fact the lightest option. Oh, by just a hair. But I love that I love when shoes are able to innovate enough to drop the weight a little bit, because I have found, everyone, especially for racing shoes, an ounce is actually this is a 2 ounce difference right here. It's significant, really significant for ground contact time, how much time you spend on the ground, how quickly you're able to turn over to the next foot strike and the next foot strike and the next and the next. Like, it makes a huge difference. So that is a big difference anyway between the Terra Kiger 6 and the Salomon S-Lab Sense 8. All right, back to the Terra Kiger. So I'm actually gonna skip the upper just for a second, and I'm gonna jump to the midsoles and the outsoles of both these shoes. So here we go. React midsole in the Terra Kiger 6, React midsole in the Terra Kiger 5. Zoom Air unit in the heel of the Terra Kiger 6 as well as the 5. And let's just look at those outsoles there. Can you see any difference? No, because there is absolutely no difference between the 5 and the 6 with respect to the midsole and the outsole, okay? You got that? And okay, I will say though, that the grip of the Terra Kiger lineup, I think if you're looking at, so these trails that we did yesterday up above, 13,000 feet, a lot of the run yesterday, if you're looking for a trail shoe that has a little more bite, meaning you can dig into trails that with really loose rock, loose dirt, you see it on your screen right now, like the Merrell shoes, which I'll get to in a second, did amazing. I would say if I was seeking out a shoe for trails like that from yesterday, I would not go with the Terra Kiger lineup or even frankly the Wild Horse lineup. That is aggressive trail running, really steep, really rocky, loose rock. I'm gonna say that again, the Terra Kiger is more, it's not buffed out trails by any means, but it's trails that You don't need to really bite into the ground because overall the trails are fairly packed down. Hopefully that makes sense for you. Now moving on to the upper of the Terra Kiger 6 and the 5. So they changed the pull tab at the back. All right, just a small little detail, but I think it's actually a nice update, a little easier to pull the shoe on right there at the back. This is the pull tab there. How the shoe gained a little bit of weight. So the only difference between the 5 and the 6 is through the upper. How the shoe, I think, gained a little bit of weight. I can sense that there's a little more padding in the heel counter of the Terra Kiger 6, which actually felt great today. But I can just feel it, like, it feels like, yeah, there's absolutely more padding in the heel counter of this Terra Kiger 6. Also, the overlays, they lost an overlay through the heel compared to the Terra Kiger 5. Maybe you can see that there. But it's exact same overlay through the toe box just to help keep a little bit of that water out if you're crossing creeks or, I don't know, and you're in a really wet environment. Now, one nice update is I know they increased the holes through the toe box just to increase ventilation and help keep your feet cool on those, big trail running days, or if you're racing in hot conditions. So anyway, I think that's a good update through the toe box to increase ventilation. And I couldn't actually find any information on this. Let me just do the field test here. It almost feels like there's a little more padding through the tongue of the Terra Kiger 6, ever so slightly. Now, on to the big update. Here we go. I said this about the Terra Kiger 5. Running wide through the toe box. Yes, running wide through the toe box. So just so you know, if you like your toes to splay, this might be a good shoe for you. Or if your forefoot is really wide, again, this might be a good shoe for you. So that was back in 2019. I was pretty disappointed, frankly, with the upper and the feel of the toe box, specifically through the vamp area, right here on the side of the shoe, medial and lateral side of the shoe. I felt like the toe box was a little sloppy, too much material. I wasn't getting a great lockdown through the forefoot, especially for a racing shoe. They fixed it. I'm telling you, everyone, this shoe feels amazing. Now, it's a little heavy. It's heavier than the S-Lab Sense 8, 100%. So I would lean in this direction for race day. But I'm telling you, this shoe can pull off some unique things, so much so, it's almost tempting. In fact, I can't resist. This is the shoe, the Speed Goat, EVO Speed Goat that I wore for the Boulder Skyline Traverse, an FKT attempt, the closest I've come to a race in a long time. So let's put it on the scale. Just to remind myself here, 8.5. That's impressive. 8.5, and again, the Terra Kiger 6, 8.7. That is why I went with the EVO Speed Goat over. But now I must say, this is a close, interesting second option for the Boulder Skyline Traverse down the road whenever I attempt it again. So anyway, I had to figure that out to see which one was lighter. And moving on to that fit and comfort, fit true to size, no issues. I'm honestly trying to think of another trail shoe. I mean, the Wild Horse 6 was really comfortable, but I'm thinking the lockdown and the feel of this upper on the Terra Kiger 6, it might be beating the Wild Horse 6 at this point. That's it, which just blows my mind. So great comfort, great fit, overall great feel also through that React midsole ride. So no discomfort at all as far as the ride goes. As far as racing in this shoe, I mean, yeah, gosh, if this is going to go up to 13 miles, I think this guy now could go up to a trail marathon race. And even, frankly, probably a 50K, okay, for a trail 50K race, just based on the comfort thus far. Now, I haven't taken it above 10 miles at this point, but I'll keep testing and get it to that 50 miles for all of you sooner rather than later. Now, I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit. I'm not going to dive into the positives, drawbacks, who is it best for. I'm going to save that for the 50-mile full review because I still want to get to this Merrell shoe in 1 second. So, at the end of the day, $97, I'd buy that again in a heartbeat. It's, I think it brand new before the coronavirus hit. I think it was around $130. I'll confirm for you right now on the screen. But right now, $97. Here's the deal. You might want to stock up because I have a feeling in 2021, trail racing shoes and frankly shoes in general are not going to be this frankly affordable, because I think everything is down a little bit right now, again, because of COVID-19. Anyway, might be time to stock up and just put them in your closet and save for 2021. Anyway, $97, solid shoe, absolutely amazing. First impression, very, very good. And I do believe this shoe will get to 50 miles probably in the next 10 to 14 days for all of you. Okay, let's move on now. Merrell MTL Long Sky first impression run after an epic day up on Gray's and Torrey's Peaks here in Colorado yesterday. We're looking at an 8mm drop from heel to toe, 27 in the heel, 19 in the forefoot for that 8mm drop. In men's size 9, I didn't find women's size 8, but if I find it, I'll put it on the screen right now. And in men's size 9, we're looking at 10 ounces for the Merrell MTL Long Sky, as well as 283 grams. Now in my size, I actually haven't weighed it yet. Here we go. Glad I brought the scale out. Let's put it on. 8.9. 8.9. Okay. I'm shocked. Okay. I'm shocked. That is amazing. I thought this shoe, so that's 253 grams. Wow. That is very, very, very encouraging, everybody. I thought this shoe was going to weigh quite a bit more. Frankly, everyone, I'm putting this shoe, and here's, okay, I'm going to dive into the midsole and the outsole, but here's my number one challenge with the Merrell MTL Long Sky. It's the, okay, and it connects to the fit of the shoe. The length of the shoe, I went true to size, and I wish at this point that I would have gone a half size down. I had to relace the shoe once yesterday, and I almost had to stop a second time and relace again because I was not getting a great lockdown when I laced this shoe up for the, now it was just the first time, first impression, kind of like actually the Terra Kiger 5, too much material through the toe box. You might be able to see it right here. See that scrunching? That is not good. You don't want that. And I'm gonna say a wider toe box, okay? So if you have a wide forefoot, this toe box might work out well for you, but I do not like when scrunching happens at the end of the eyelet chain here. It actually can cause blisters and rubbing on the top of your foot. That's the number one reason I don't like it, but also when you're digging and going up steep mountains, and let's just jump into the outsole right now. Epic, epic Vibram outsole, absolutely amazing, 5mm lug depth. It's actually very reminiscent of the Solomon. If you like Solomon outsoles, very similar to Solomon outsoles. So really great grip, but when you're digging into the ground, and this is why yesterday I would not take out the Terra, my first option would be not to take out the Terra Kiger 6 on trails like yesterday that were so aggressive, and I would lean toward, especially, oh my goodness, especially since this is only weighing like 0.2 ounces heavier than the Terra Kiger. That's blowing my mind. So this Merrell this outsole here is just awesome. But I want a tighter lockdown through the toe box when you're up on your toes and you're just digging for dear life, trying to get up a mountain. I want to make sure that there's no movement happening through that toe box. So that is my number one drawback. I actually at this point, I don't think I'll be taking this shoe to 50 miles because I should have gone I wish I would have gone a half size down is what I'm trying to say in the MTL Long Sky. Overall, I'm excited. I think the heel counter is a little loosey-goosey. I think they could tighten everything up a little bit when it comes to the upper on this MTL Long Sky. Overall though, I'm excited about the ride. I'm excited about the outsole. I'm excited about the weight. Great overlay to help keep water out of the toe box, and great ventilation as well. Just too much material overall through that upper. And my durability prediction on the MTL Long Sky is 500 miles. I think the midsole and outsole are gonna last forever. I'm a little concerned already about the upper. I see just a smidge. Now, I was going over some pretty aggressive trails yesterday, but I'm seeing a little bit of fraying already through the upper, just a little bit. So keep that in mind. I don't know how this upper will do, up in really, really aggressive mountains. And the price point, $130. That's not too bad for a nice solid trainer in the mountains, but Man, yeah, it's actually not too bad. I guess now with all prices being lowered because of COVID-19, not all prices, but many running shoe prices around the, whether it's road shoes or trail shoes, $130 kind of feels like a lot these days, but overall, not too shabby. I don't know if I personally wouldn't buy it again at $130. I'd wait for that price to come down to like $115. That would be absolutely perfect. So I think that does it, everybody. A catch-up vlog on a Sunday. I kind of feel bad because I said I was going to give you my first impressions of the Terra Kiger 6, I think a week ago, and life happens. Life happens here in the studio. So here we go. Terra Kiger 6 versus Terra Kiger 5. Great update to the upper. I absolutely would buy. In fact, you can't really find the Terra Kiger 5 in too many places at this point because it's sold out. But Terra Kiger 6, $97. However, Salomon S-Lab Sense8, 2 ounces lighter. I will be taking this shoe out on a first impression run, FKT attempt, locally this week. Stay tuned for that. And then Hoka EVO Speed Goat, getting that on the scale for you today. And then last but not least, the Merrell MTL Long Sky. Just a brief introduction to this shoe. My first time in a Merrell shoe. Overall, I'm actually pretty excited. I just think they need a little bit of work on the upper, especially through that toe box. And with that said, question of the day. Now it's time for a good story down in the comments. I don't know if I've ever asked this before. What is one of the most unique things or moments that you have seen on a run in your entire life? And I just think back to all the runs you have done. What is one of the most strange or unique things you've ever seen? Tell us a good story down in the comments. Can't wait to read them. I'm trying, honestly, if I think of one, I'll type it down in the comments as well. I've seen some interesting things out there. We've all seen some interesting things out there. All right, everyone, we're gonna toss it back to the trail running shoe playlist right there. In case you want to learn more about trail running shoes in 2019, 2020, it'll be right there, right there, right there. Onward and upward, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.